Hello, time for more Crisis Core. The new exorcised version that Tabata can't reach with his ghostly hands. Hello, Trashman SM. Hello, it me Tony. How's it going?
What's this? But now's not really the time. I'll come back later.
Activating combat mode.
So, off stream, I did a bunch of missions and I experimented with changing the control scheme back to how it was on the PSP version, since muscle memory's been kind of getting me. But it has this thing that, I forget what other game I tried this with. I think it might have been actually 7 Remake. I think, yeah, with 7 Remake, I tried to rebind it to be more like Kingdom Hearts. And it didn't work because your attacks in 7 Remake are so heavy that it doesn't feel right on X. And the same thing happens here. I put the attack button on X, and it didn't feel good. It felt way too heavy. Now, what are my shortcuts even at right now? Okay, and also I got the dash materia. It's really funny because in the original version, it just made Zack move faster. Like, it just basically set the variable higher, whereas it has an actual, like, dash startup animation. See? Maybe a bit careless. But I did gain 8 levels doing missions. Alright, getting a bit greedy.
Conflict resolved.
I said, come to the cliff top. Were you listening?
We can't just charge in. Remember, this is a reconnaissance mission.
It's weird how this is normally just a nothing scene, because it's just text. But now it's an actual scene, so you have to go check it to see what a voice line sounds like. Alright, hopefully I can remember where all these treasures are, because there's a trophy for getting all of them once the time comes up. These golden things right here. You actually have a pretty short time limit to do it, so hopefully it works out fine.
Activating combat mode.
So something I totally just missed. You have a dash in the overworld. That was in the tutorial at the very start in the Wutai Fortress. And I just kind of missed that. Even though I knew it was there, because they mentioned it in pre-release stuff.
Conflict resolved.
Oh yeah!
Oh, mail. Our new direction. Soldier members, I thank you for your daily hard work. Upon receiving a report of an unspeakably tragic incident, I find myself thinking about parental bonds. Just as happiness can be found in non-biological ties, parent and child can be unhappy even if they're tied by blood. The difference is whether or not there are feelings of respect and appreciation within them. Without them, ill blood is born. Ill blood is prone to lead to tragedy, and ill blood sometimes affects our missions. While Soldier must always execute our missions quickly, we must also focus on risk prevention in the future. I feel like that is a very heavily rewritten letter. Like ill bleed? No, I think it's something else. I remember there being a very strangely written letter you get from Lazard, and I think that's it. And I think it is written very, very differently in the original game. Like, do you know that thing in like certain Japanese media where they'll put quotation marks around something for some, and it seems strange, where it's like this so-called normal word. Oh, yeah, okay, I think I remember. I think it was distortions, I believe is what the word was in the original letter. Unfortunately, there's like 1 million males in Crisis Core, so it's really, I don't know how I could look it up efficiently. I guess I just have to go to this sequence in my footage of the PSP version to find out, but yeah, I think that is it. Long story short, I think they rewrote some stuff, which I already know they did. There are several rewrites in these cutscenes.
Genesis's parents were in that grave.
Wait, his own family?
We can't expect reason from him. What about Engil?
He wasn't at the house. But please, give me time. If I find Angel, I can talk to him. If I can convince Angel, maybe Genesis will come back too.
I like this sun-bleached look they've got in these more like
Now why Sephiroth
desertified areas.
Huh?
Genesis.
These looked very bland on PSP. Not
Those
that,
two were Sephiroth's
not that anywhere in the
friends.
PSP version looked particularly
He
great.
didn't want to fight them. That's why he refused the mission.
Well, Angel is my friend too.
He's counting on you to bring them both back. Time is short. Let's go.
Made it in. No.
Honestly, even like, I don't know, because I was gonna say it's unreasonable to criticize PSP graphics, but then I remembered that Birth by Sleep looks immaculate on PSP. Like that game is way more technically impressive.
Activating combat mode.
Oh yeah, by the way, I have an accessory now that inflicts silence with all my attacks, which is pretty nice for certain enemies. I remember using that all the way into the end. Although I believe you get better accessories that inflict more ailments pretty quickly. But you know. Man, even hard mode in this must have been reworked really heavily. Because in the original, it just drastically increased enemy health, like way too much. As in, like, this enemy had 3,000 health in normal mode, it has 30,000 health in the new version. Like, hard mode wasn't even in the original version of Crisis Core, the Japanese version. So it's one of the advertised features for this remaster is, oh, it has the US exclusive terrible hard mode.
Activating combat mode.
Super costly, but you can actually stun lock the electric enemies with electric attacks. So I guess that's not too wild, is it? I am burning through AP like crazy, but at least this time, having no AP doesn't mean you can't dodge.
Conflict resolved.
Oh yeah! Zach, this way.
Alright, I don't think there's anything noteworthy in here. Besides background details, of course, like this pod or whatever that is. A Mako thing.
Activating combat mode.
Enemies not flinching is honestly really throwing me off. like, I don't know exactly how to deal with that yet.
Conflict resolved.
You can still dodge very freely, but yeah, I don't know.
This is where the copies are made. Go upstairs. Genesis may be there.
Shout out to these old computers. I was wondering initially that if they might improve the technology, give them like flat computer monitors and stuff like that, but nah, they're full retro. And that was before I found out that they were reusing all the animations from the PSP version wholesale, because the initial trailer really made it seem like it was just a remake flat out. But it is still a remaster in the legal sense.
Infinite in mystery is the gift of the goddess. We seek it thus and take to the sky. Ripples form on the water's surface. The wandering soul knows no rest. Settle down, Zack the puppy.
I wonder how much they paid Gact for his role in VII Rebirth, or whatever is next.
The grave at the house. We found the remains of our people there as well.
It didn't take much to have them send false reports. Just some mild threats.
They would have done that anyway. At least your parents would have.
My parents betrayed me. They had always betrayed me from the very beginning. What do you know? Shit, relax, dogs!
So much of the direction is so identical to the original that it's weird whenever it's not. Like, everything I've heard from Genesis sounds exactly the same.
Welcome, partner.
I wonder if also maybe a secondary purpose for
I
this
see.
game to exist is so they can
You
have
finally made your
screenshots to
decision.
show for
I'll
flashbacks
respect your
to
wishes,
Crisis
old
Core when
friend.
Zack becomes relevant in the future.
However, can you really live on that side?
Angeal!
All right. Now for the part that requires a little bit of finesse. 2 parts, actually. So just to be sure, I think I can save again. Oops, wrong thing. I think I can save again, but just to be sure. Actually, I can overwrite this for the time being. Not that I'm going to reload stuff to do some stupid mini games, but we'll see. We'll see.
Damn! Where is he? Did he leave the factory?
Alright, what Final Fantasy VII PS1 name do these guys got? Oh, I guess I'll find out later.
There's no time. We have to leave now.
So last stream I think I called this a new song, but I think it actually might just be a remix song that just has very prominent choirs now. That made me think it was different.
Airstrike has been called.
Yeah, I think I recognize some parts of it now that I
Are you
listen
sure
closely.
nobody's at Angeal's house?
Aunt Jill's house!
Hurry!
How much damage do you think that gun's doing? Like, numerically. Yeah, this song just actually sounds very different now is all. Same notes, but otherwise. Bronze armlet. Is that at all worth it at this point? Oop. 20% M. Whoa, wait. When did I get 40% MP? I guess that must have been a reward for a mission I did that I didn't pay attention to. A key potion. I've been wondering for a while. I think I might have even mentioned in a stream if it was relevant. Do you think those are meant to be cross potions? Alright. Time to concentrate.
Genesis has begun shelling the town.
Oh man! What do we do now?
Use timely sword strikes to destroy shells.
What?
It can't be too fast or too slow. Keep focus. Same routine as before. Are you ready?
I have to be.
Pay close attention to the fuse sound and the shell color. That's all the advice I can give you.
Fuse sound?
This sound. Keep your ears open.
Okay, his words can be too subtle, but that's not subtle at all.
Watch for the shell's color change too. I'm counting on you.
Fuse sound and color, huh? I have to get to Aunt Jill's mom quickly.
I love all these tech scenes that were not meant to be voiced being voiced. Oh, they took out the tutorial. No! Oh! Well, so much for that. Oh, man. Deceptively tight, but I think I just have to hit it slightly earlier than I think is all. Oh, man. I'm doing worse than I did on the PSP version. At least I got the trick shot.
The shelling has stopped. Looks like you fended off quite a few. I've just received word. The airstrike is commencing. Hurry.
Alright, you thought the minigame bullshit was over, but no.
Find her. Now.
Hidden item time. 30 seconds. Uh-oh.
I can check out what I can check. I can check it.
Alright, I wonder if there's an indication when you get them all, 'cause there's 4, I believe. Well, so much for that. Man, 0 for 2.
After some deliberation, I've managed to buy a little more time. Go do whatever needs to be done.
Thank you, Tsung.
Those shells are Shinra products too. So you'll be rewarded for destroying evidence of the company's involvement.
Yeah, all you get is money, but there's a trophy now, so... It is weird that you can't just, like, go and get the items now. Yeah, I know, there's a trophy for doing all the missiles and getting all the items. And you only have 30 seconds. I should have sprinted in retrospect. I need to remember that's an ability I have. I believe in the PSP version you had a 40-second time limit, but they
What are you doing? Zach. I have to get to
Yeah.
Aunt Jill's house.
They knew. They tweaked this game very heavily, if that wasn't clear.
What the hell did you do, Aunt Jill? Is that your idea of honor?
My mother could not continue to live, and neither can her son.
What are you talking about? What's going on here?
I told you. You can't live on that side anymore.
Aunt Jill! Aunt Jill!
My friend, do you fly away now? To a world that abhors you and I?
Shut up!
All that awaits
Shut
you
up! I'm
is
warning
a
you!
somber morrow.
Zach's voice
No
actor's
matter
got
where
range. I think he just
go.
doesn't apply it in all the right
I
areas.
don't see Sephiroth today, but are you?
Like, when he was pissed off a second ago, it sounded really good, and then when he started screaming a bit later, it sounded like weird and high-pitched. Which might have been direction as well. Oh, I don't have any multi... Oh no, I can use the thunder thing. Just gotta make sure I can break the Mega Flare.
Damn it!
Activating combat mode.
Oh jeez. This is so weird because I'm so familiar with the game, but the original game does not encourage you to interact with it. Oh, Jesus. Well, at least I'm safe now. Well, so much for that. Man, that stomp attack has, like, no tell. Well, not no tell, but you know what I mean. Some tell. Yeah, first try. Oh, I got it to stop. Okay. Normally, I believe you can just stun lock it with Blizzard there. Damn, I'm too strong for my own good. Blizzard's too slow for its own good. Yeah, get wrecked.
Conflict resolved.
I mean, of course Zach's mad at him saying theater stuff. He's a jock. The natural enemy of the theater kid.
Summons aren't meant to be used like this. What happened to dreams and honor?
We are monsters.
Oh, Joy-Con girl, thanks for subscribing. Summons aren't meant to be used by Gact. I mean, I feel like
We have
Gact can
neither
do whatever
dreams
he pleases.
nor honor.
Wolfos Town is
Soldier.
still in the void. I'm gonna fix it for the new year, I'm
monster.
thinking. So when you start getting more into the expanded Final Fantasy VII universe, it starts to reach a point where it's like Shinra has destroyed so many towns and replaced so many of them with actors. It is such a massive part of their economy at this point. When Town Reborn led directly into it breaking for 2 months. Yeah, it wasn't, like, the thing is, I really just wanted to push it out the door, and I shouldn't have. It wasn't as finished as I wanted it to be. The lack of polish immediately caught up with me.
Jill, the war is over. Everyone's real happy. As for me,
that sword represents our family's honor.
You're a little more important than my sword. But just a little.
where did you go? Zach here.
It's been a
High
while.
Life is maybe your least favorite game
Sephiroth.
ever made
Come to
now?
Lazard's room.
All right.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me too much. Drop by the soldier floor. I mean, I've already done some of that. I couldn't do the training, but I have done some Mako stuff. Angel in white. Have you seen a guy wearing a white coat and glasses with dark hair and a ponytail? That's Hojo, head of the science department. He rose to the top when he established the method for creating enhanced soldier operatives. It was more than 20 years ago that scientists vying for the top apparently had a fierce mudslinging feud. Hojo is in the training room now. I wonder what he could be studying. Maybe I'll sneak into the training room later. Alright, more side content is now available.
Every materia is filled with the knowledge of the ancients. The ancients were, of course, our predecessors. And it's said they could converse with the planet.
A not much talked about aspect of the Final Fantasy VII lore is how materia literally includes knowledge. Like, it's not like it's a magic rock that has the fire spell in it. It is something that you just... It's like a spell book, really, just in rock form.
The ancients had knowledge. The
You
knowledge
don't understand.
to control the
They
planet's
literally
power.
never stop talking
This
ever, and
knowledge is
as the
what
game
ties us
goes,
to
the
the
things
planet
they say
and
become less
creates magic.
and less god awful to the point where everything becomes so boring. Becomes less god awful. And so are you saying you prefer it if things were worse?
By the way, it's presumed that the ancients are long extinct.
Damn, that's like the worst possible outcome for that game.
Hey, you have a Mako stone with you already. Can you leave that with us, possibly? We can make it into materia. Oh yeah, if you want, you can stay and watch us generate materia.
Alright.
Commencing materia generation.
Oh, this sounds really different too. A lot of the songs in this game have gotten a lot softer.
All hands, confirm status.
Ready, sir. Main engine is on standby. Just give the word.
Starts off super Reddit, but now it's just kind of normal bad NPC dialogue just played constantly. That's rough.
Main engine online. Report Mako concentration rate.
Concentration rate at 20, 30, 40, steady at 50%.
Increase main engine output. The first 30 seconds of the process is crucial.
Aye, aye, sir. Output 80% and rising.
Concentration, still static.
Ready cooling system. Increase Mako output to maximum.
Output at 120%. 1 minute until we reach critical point.
Mako energy concentration rate is rising. 70, 80, 90% and still going up.
All right. Hang on, we're almost there.
I'm glad they gave this scene the justice it deserved.
100%.
Shut down main engine.
Main engine shutdown confirmed. Hello, materia. The materia's complete. And it's a good one. It was made from your Mako stone, so this materia belongs to you. Actually, it's been a long time since we made any materia here in the materia room. Like everyone, we have our problems.
So this process allows you to save the materia room, so it doesn't get shut down.
Hey, you have a Mako stone with you already. Can you?
Now we repeat the
Yeah,
process.
if you want.
No way. Not watching that
Thanks to you,
again.
we had the opportunity
Once
to
is
make
enough.
New materia. Let's see. Your name was Zach, correct? I'll remember that.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much better does this feel compared to the original? 10. Crisis Core PSP is the worst designed action game I've ever played. This is a different video game.
You have a Mako stone with you. Can you? Oh yeah, if you want. You're Zach, correct? I remember your name now, because we count on you. Sadly, our days of working together may be coming to an end now.
Now, unfortunately, I'm just getting a bunch of ailment materia, which isn't the best. But hey, though it might be better in this version, because this game definitely much more heavily encourages swapping up your kit to deal with different enemies and bosses.
I can't thank you enough, but I'm afraid that the materia room will be shut down soon.
Friend played a game and got stuck in the final dungeon for like 3 hours. So that's not likely to be a problem in the original version, because the thing about the PSP version is it is terribly designed, but it is terribly designed in favor of the player for the most part. So like, for example, Zack's basic attack can stun lock almost any enemy in the entire game. So there's that. Yeah. Like, this game it looks to be a lot more involved, because you have to learn how to react to enemies and stuff, and you have a lot more options to do so.
Materia research and development is...
The game also has an obscene amount of side content, which they did not change in this version. There's 300 side missions, and if you do all of them, then you will annihilate the entire finale of the game. You will have attacks that deal more damage than the final boss has. But yeah, that because of that, there is no real proper difficulty curve to this game, because it's very difficult to do the right amount of missions to have not a hard time, but not an easy time either.
But
this game actually, this version of Crisis Core does actually add more signposting to say like, hey, do this mission, it has something important, where the original game did not do that at all.
The materia room's underperformance is due to lack of funds and staff, unlike the well-endowed ARMS development.
Alright, I think that's all my materia for now.
But still,
Mako shards.
everyone sings praises about the Mako stones you bring us. The new materia we generate, we give to you. But in addition, we also make copies that are
Big
supplied
Penis
to
Arms
other
development.
soldier operatives. If we could keep track of
More
new
small,
Mako
honestly.
materia, maybe that would change the materia room's reputation. Or not.
Alright, his quest is nearing completion, though, I believe. At least this part of it.
Lately, a large anti-Shinra organization is wreaking havoc worldwide. They're called Avalanche. I hear they're avid students of planet life. But the ones dealing with them isn't Soldier. The Turks got the call. What a bummer. If I could take out Avalanche, I'd be made first within a week.
Now remember, this is a separate Avalanche that was not very well explained in the original game. Or not even explained now. Because it ties heavily into Before Crisis, the phone game that never left Japan and will only be available officially to the West whenever it gets remade in Ever Crisis.
The training room is currently being used for top secret research.
What's with that voice?
Hence, entry is strictly prohibited. It is off limits, even for you, Mr. Soldier. But I, being the coward that I am, cannot muster the courage to enforce this prohibition. Thus, whether to enter or not will be up to you and your conscience.
I don't think this is the correct delivery for this line, honestly. I don't think they put that much thought into it, but I don't think it should have read like that. What are the Turks? I don't know, I guess basically just the CIA or whatever. They're the shadow organization that does the dirty jobs.
Professor Hojo is here today. Don't do anything to agitate him. It could start a lot of trouble.
Oh, you're just filler. This is the only real NPC.
Ah, there you are. Now, let us begin the experiment.
Oh, you can really hear this is Vexen's voice actor.
Huh? Experiment? Me?
Never mind. Just make your way to the training room.
Not without knowing what for.
You wouldn't understand it if I told you anyway. But I want to verify the virtual data gathered from a soldier operative's combat results. You are going to help me validate my data by participating in a simulated combat scenario.
Alright, here we go. I forget what this unlocks,
Now,
but it does something.
my precious virtual data. Defeat this sample and prove my greatness to the entire world.
Did you say something?
No, nothing. Now we begin.
Activating combat mode. Conflict resolved.
Well, that was easy.
No, this can't be. Were the settings off again?
Or maybe I'm just playing better than your data?
To make such a bold claim, you need to provide more solid data. Fight this next monster and prove your superiority to me.
Hooray, more I fight.
Against
You might even say this is for those who fight further.
Say again?
Oh, nothing. Now, let's begin.
Glad to finally catch a stream. I'm glad you could make it. Work do be like that.
Conflict resolved.
I'd say that I plan to be streaming more regularly, but honestly, I think I need to take a step back and reassess. Hello, me Tony. How's it going?
This is impossible. Were the settings off yet again?
You see? That's what Soldier can do.
Second-rate soldier, maybe. No, third-rate.
White Wolfos real? Yes, they are real.
If you truly are first-rate, then fight my next.
Yeah, and I'm gotta reassess my streaming process, I think. Although, I mean, it just hasn't been very consistent in general, but it's been inconsistent both ways because I haven't been able to get a proper schedule hammered out. But it's also just like the viewership's all over the place, and I need to figure out what I can do to actually make it work as opposed to it being a flip of the coin.
Not everyone can become an elite warrior like Sephiroth.
Huh? What?
Oh, nothing. Now, let's begin.
Thanks, Tony.
Activating combat mode.
I feel like they might have changed how these fights work.
Conflict resolved.
Later. Oh yeah.
I really want to compare some stuff. You're really enjoyable to watch? Ah, thanks. That's nice to hear.
It appears that you have the talent to become a fine study sample.
Not really a talent I want.
You should be proud. Samples like you only appear every 2 years or so.
Yay.
By the by, I have an extra special program you can fight. Interested?
Extra special program?
Alright, this might have been the thing I was thinking of. I think I might have just thought there was only 3.
Inconceivable in reality.
Professor Hojo, you can't possibly mean to use that data on a human.
Not that one. It's way too dangerous.
It would be a worthy opponent for a first-rate operative. Such as yourself.
Alright, is this the... my gut is telling me that they reused the Ifrit fight again.
Program is way too dangerous.
I agree. It may cost you your life.
Still going for it.
You are indeed a sample worthy of my attention. You need not worry. I will see to it that your remains contribute greatly to science. Now, my precious virtual data, prove my greatness to the entire world.
Why does Zack have a medieval greatsword? That's just the standard swords that soldier operatives use in Final Fantasy VII's universe. Final Fantasy VII's setting, if you don't know, is really interesting because it's basically what if a medieval society suddenly got a nuclear reactor? Okay, luckily the thing is weak to thunder. Oh, Jesus. This is actually a threat. This is a problem. Oh, I keep dodging out of my attacks because I pressed... X is my Thunderblade right now. This is weird because it's like Kingdom Hearts, except in Kingdom Hearts you can have things more consistently with your shortcuts, whereas when it's not like that, it has a command system, and this is a hybrid of the command system and then the Kingdom Hearts, the regular magic system for Kingdom Hearts. Okay, so this is effective. You could basically do this for free in the original. It's weird how I might have to actually, like, buy potions.
Prove your honor to me.
I got it.
Well, there are guns in Final Fantasy VII. Like earlier in this stream, Sung, one of the Turks, just had a handgun. And of course, Barrett is famous for having... Oh, wow, that just took it out. Barrett has a gun arm and all that kind of stuff. They just do use the JRPG thing of, well, bullets are nice because they're long range, but they're nowhere near as strong as a sword.
Wait. I formulated a new hypothesis.
I come up with a new recipe.
You were saying something about my remains?
Yes. My knowledge, ability, and inspiration have forged a new path.
This behemoth has one of those undodgeable cutscene attacks enemies in the original, right? I'm not sure if that version of it does. Behemoths do have cutscene attacks, although in this version of the game, cutscene attacks are not cutscenes. Well, they are, but like you can cancel them. Before an enemy uses a cutscene attack, they'll go into a charging phase, and then if you hit them, then the damage gets reduced. Like basically, there's a 4-segment gauge, and each segment you clear makes the attack's power go down by 25%. If you clear all 4 gauges, then the attack gets cancelled entirely.
You and I will share a special relationship.
Need to put Cecil in the Final Fantasy VII universe? I don't think that much would change, honestly, except that Cecil wouldn't be very used to the moral nuance of that world.
Yes, my knowledge, ability, and inspiration have forged a new path. You and I will share a special relationship.
Alright.
I didn't think anyone could beat that program. You must be some kind of monster. No, something even more terrifying.
For the time being, oh, this guy I can actually talk to you. Okay.
Unbelievable! A human being beat that data? That's impossible, even for Soldier. Could it be a bug in the emulator?
That was a fun bit of dialogue to get when I was playing Crisis Core on a PSP emulator. I think Terra could solo Sephiroth. I mean, Dissidia exists. Like, Dissidia is a fighting game where all the characters can fight each other, and anyone could be anyone in that.
Angeal in Genesis' hometown is a village.
And Terra is very strong because she has a tornado move that can parry attacks and just surrounds her with this giant hitbox.
I discovered something kind of interesting in a Shinra IR report. Benora's annual operating budget was being paid for by Shinra.
Final Fantasy Pro Tag. I mean, that's a good pick. Out of all the picks.
The Shinra company and Benora. What's the connection, I wonder? Come to think of it, 2 firsts coming out of that same village is an odd coincidence.
Oh, jeez. We hereby declare the end of the war with Wutai. Worthy of note is Sephiroth, Soldier First Class, whose contributions were instrumental to bringing about the peaceful resolution with minimum casualties. The end of this war marks the beginning of distribution and further development of Mako throughout all regions. The Shinra Company is dedicated to these goals and will continue to achieve them by any means possible. President Shinra. At the end of war. Oh, there's the distortions one. Okay. So I'm just getting it mixed up. So I don't think they rewrote these then. Also like lightning a lot. Also a good choice. Soldier members, I thank you for your daily hard work. The long war has finally come to an end, all thanks to the heroic efforts by Sephiroth and everyone in Soldier. However, the air around Shinra remains tense. These threats from powerful armed forces and anti-Shinra elements are too numerous to list. we could deem these distortions born of Shinra's meteoric rise to glory, and we, as members of Shinra, must always face these distortions with integrity. I hope you will keep this in your hearts as you continue in your duties. Oh, wait. Easy thing to forget. Hooray! I'm assuming that's poison resistance. I think it is.
The Wutai War ended, Director Lazard has been permanently holed up in the director's office. Must be doing paperwork or something. If you want to go to the director's office, take the elevator.
Oh, this is important. In fact, yeah, I gotta remember, I can just use this to tell me where the side quests are. Like, I know because Crisis Core is still pretty fresh in my mind, but it can't hurt that they actually tell you this now.
Do you really think you can hack it in Soldier the way you are now?
Sorry, sir. You don't seem
Soldier,
to get the most
3rd class,
important
level
thing
1.
about being a soldier member. You better think on it.
What's going on? You're not a familiar face. Are you a rookie 3rd class?
He's gonna be a level 99 boss? Yes, if you do his side
Zach,
quest.
by the way, yeah?
Yes, I just joined Soldier last month. But it's like I can't do anything right. I seem to only get in other people's way.
Important to remember, Cloud did worse than this guy.
That's why he was just yelling at me.
Hey now, you're Soldier. Don't give up so easily.
But he said I'd be thrown out if I screw up the next mission. I think I just don't have what it takes.
Oh, come on. You made it this far, right?
I know, but...
You're so wishy-washy. Tell you what, I'll go on your next mission for you.
What? You do that?
Just keep it quiet. Watch what I do out there and learn from it, okay?
Yes, I'll try.
Now, more missions. Honestly, these missions are a fair bit more substantial now that they have voice acting. That actually does make more of a difference than I thought, partly because, again, all the text scenes seem to have been rewritten pretty heavily. They couldn't really touch the animated cutscenes, but the moment they got into text, they got to have a bit more freedom.